Alexa, stop. Hi, now today I'm going to do a full face of e.l.f. makeup for you. I love e.l.f. I've had a few of their products recently and they've really impressed me and surprised me with the quality for the prices. I mean, is there a more budget-friendly makeup brand than e.l.f.? I don't think there is. I mean, maybe Rimmel, but even then, I don't think so. I don't think they're quite as good as e.l.f. in terms of the price point. So I'm going to do a full face for you. And I'm going to do colours that are leaning towards the cooler end of things. Because if you've seen me before, you'll know that I'm neutral toned, leaning cool. And I'm always complaining that there aren't enough cool toned makeup products on the market. So I've found a few bits and pieces here that I'm actually quite pleased with. So I'm going to put them on my face in front of you so you'll be able to watch how I do it and see what you think. So let's get started then. Let's get the old headband in. Right. Now then, e.l.f. do some fantastic primers, don't they? And I'm not somebody who uses a primer on a regular basis at all. I think if I use good skincare, that's enough for me, and that really helps my makeup to go on nicely and to stay on through the day. And a good moisturiser really does the trick. And I found this one. It's e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration. And I absolutely love this. You can use it in the morning under your makeup, or you can use it as a night cream. They do a whole line of these Holy Hydration products in this blue packaging. And I think it's really good. So I have got some of this on already. And I've got my SPF on over that as well. If you feel that your skin needs a more heavy duty primer, they do those grippy primers, don't they? And they do, what's the really famous one? The putty primer. You can get it in the little tub, or they do a liquid version of it now as well. A putty primer that's good for pores. But I don't really feel the need for a primer today, so I'm not going to use one of those. However, what I am going to use is the e.l.f. What's this called? Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Now, if you know, you know with this product. It's a very good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but I actually prefer this product. And it can be used as a glowy primer, or you can use it after you've done your foundation as more of a highlighter. And look at this, it's got the lovely big fat doe foot applicator. And I'm just going to put a few dots of this just on my cheekbones, just to give a little highlight, and maybe just there on my forehead and on the centre of my nose. And I'm just going to blend this in just before I put my foundation on, just to give me a little bit of a glowy base. But because I'm doing it under my foundation, it won't be as highlighty as a highlighter would be. And I'm just going to blend this in just with my fingers, just across the cheeks there. Yeah. And I just feel I get a much nicer finish with this than I do from the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's a nicer amount of coverage as well that I get from this, and it just really sinks into my skin better without giving me a sort of really shimmery, not glittery, but a really high shimmery effect, which isn't what I want. I find this one gives me that more natural finish. And can you see what that's done? It's just really highlighted the cheekbones there before I go in with my foundation. And the foundation that I'm going to use today is this one. I know this is lots of people's favourite, isn't it, at the moment? It's the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. And I've got this in the shade 20 Light Cool. Comes in loads and loads of different shades, this does. And if you are cool toned as well, you do get the cool toned shades as well, which is fantastic, because I don't know, not all companies do really good cool tone foundations, do they? I find a lot of them run quite yellowy or orangey. So I'm just going to put on a few little dots of this all over my face. And today I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do. I'm going to blend it in with a brush. And if you've seen me before, you'll know that I usually prefer to use my fingers to blend in my base products. But today I'm going to use a brush because I've got one of these e.l.f. What's it called? A complexion duo brush. And you've got this end here to blend in the foundation. I really love this. And you've got this end here to blend in the concealer. And it's so good. It's actually a dupe of the It Cosmetics one, which I also have. I've got it here. This It Cosmetics brush, which is really well known and popular. This is, what's this one called? The Heavenly Luxe Complexion Brush. They're number 7. And look, the heads, I mean, this one's a bit dirty. I have used it, but they're very, very similar in shape. You've got those duo fibre bristles and these ends as well. Very, very similar. Can you see it better? I'll hold it. It's hard to hold it, isn't it, so you can see it? But they're almost identical, almost. And I absolutely love it. And I have been using it to blend in my foundation. On those days where maybe I'm in a rush and I don't want to get my fingers in a mess, I'll just use this. And it's just so quick. And I'll just blend, blend, blend. It's so soft. These bristles, they are, I'd say they're quite densely packed, but they're still soft. So it just feels lovely on your face. It really does. Blend, blend, blend. And on the forehead. Up here. Blend, blend, blend. There we go. Lovely, lovely, smooth base. I absolutely love this foundation. It's been my everyday foundation that I've been reaching for just on like normal days. Absolutely love this. Beautiful. Have you tried it? Do let me know if you have. It's £8 in the UK. And it really does remind me of my Armani Luminous Silk. In fact, I'm thinking I might do a video where I put this on one side of my face and the Armani on the other side, just to show you how similar they are. Absolutely love that. I can't believe it's only £8. Okay, now for my concealer, I have this one from e.l.f., which is their Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I've got this one in the shade, what is it, Light Peach. Light Peach, this one. And again, it's absolutely beautiful, this concealer. Doe foot applicator. It's lovely and hydrating. It never looks dry and cakey under the eyes. I do apply a small amount of concealer. Now I'm 47. I find less is more these days. But I just put a little bit there and a little bit there and a little bit there and there in those marionette lines, which get deeper and deeper as we get older, don't they? And so with the other end of this brush, with the concealer end, I'm just going to gently go over that and just blend it in under my eyes, in the eye socket there. And on the other side, it's a beautiful shade for me, this light peach. And this one in there. And on that side. Yeah. I think I'm going to start using this brush more, you know, for my foundation and concealer, because I'm just amazed at how quick that was. And in terms of which one of these do I prefer, I like them both the same. To me, they are both equally as easy to use. They're both nice to use. I just find them the same for me personally. I mean, I don't know how you would feel about that. But yeah, I don't care which one I grab for and reach for. They both do the same job. So that's good, isn't it? Bargain. Oh, before I go on, I just want to say thank you so much if you've subscribed to my channel recently. This is the first video I'm filming after my channel hit 500 subscribers. So if you are one of the 500, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. And I'm just so pleased that you're watching my videos and that you're enjoying them enough to press the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you'd consider it. It's absolutely free and you get to see me do this every week. What more could you want? I don't know. Anyway, joking aside though, thank you very much. Now, let's move on to a setting powder. I have combination oily skin, so I do need to use a setting powder. And I've recently discovered this one by e.l.f. It's their Perfect Finish HD powder. And it's a pressed powder. And it's one of these translucent powders that look bright white here in the pan. But I'm going to put some of this on down the T-zone with a brush, big fluffy brush like this. Let's get some on there. Tap off the excess. I'm just going to go down that centre panel of my face a bit more. Over that concealer. And just to set the foundation as well. Lovely. Absolutely beautiful, this powder. It's pretty well finely milled. I don't look cakey and powdery at all, do I? I think that's just left a lovely, nice finish on my skin. And it's just set that foundation and concealer beautifully. So if you are on the lookout for a new pressed setting powder, highly recommend this one. I'll list all of the products that I'm using in the description box below, so that if you are on the lookout for any new products, you can see what I've used. I'll put the shades that I've used as well. So if you are a similar colouring to me, you'll be able to see what I've used. Now, in terms of a bronzer, have you tried the e.l.f. Primer Infused line? They do bronzers and they do blushes in this line. And they're powder products, and they actually have a primer in them, which really does help with the staying power through the day. And I've got this one in the shade Tan O'Clock, and I feel it is pretty cool toned. It's not too orangey. And I've got another e.l.f. brush to apply this with as well. Let me show you this one. It's the Cream and Powder Face Brush. And I use this big fluffy end for my bronzer. And I use this flatter slanted end for cream and liquid blushes, which I'll show you in a minute. But for now, I'm going to go in with this big fluffy end to apply my bronzer. And I'm going to use this Primer Infused one. So let's just put some along the cheekbone, along the hollow there. Just to enhance the cheekbone, going up a little bit into the temple. And same again on the other side. So how have you been anyway? Feels like quite a while since I've filmed a video. Weather's been good, hasn't it? It's been really warm. We just had a little bit of a thunderstorm actually this afternoon, but the sun's come out again now and it's brightened up. There we go. So the high points of the face is where we put our bronzer, just under the cheekbones there as well. Lovely. Really like that with this brush as well. Really good. Now, going to use this side of the brush now because I'm going to use one of their liquid blushes. And if you've seen me before, if you've seen me talk about these blushes before, you will have seen me use it in the shade Dusty Rose, which is a lovely, quite a warm toned pink. Well, today, because we're doing a cool toned look, I'm going to go in with this one. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? It's called, what's it called? But Bold-Faced Lilac. So, and it is a lovely lilac-y pink shade. And it just gives you a freshness to your face, as if you've just been outside on a cold day, or you've just pinched your cheeks and it's just gone this lovely, healthy, fresh shade of pink. Now, if you are cool toned, or if you have fair skin like me, or if you're even fairer skinned than me, this will be absolutely beautiful on you. And it's very rare actually that you see a shade like this in blushes. And of course it's one of these Camo Liquid Blushes. So it has the doe foot. They're very pigmented, these blushes. So you do have to be careful. I'll just give you that word of warning. It is easy to overdo these. All you need is, let's do 2 dots. And on the other side, 2 dots like that. And then I'm going to take the flat side of this brush and just dab it in like this. Oh, I love that. It's just so healthy and fresh looking, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And this side as well. I think, was it Bobbi Brown when she came out with her pale pink blush? I don't know if you remember that, but when was it? Probably in the late 90s, Bobbi Brown came out with this blush called Pale Pink, and it was like a bright blue pink. And in the pan, you'd look at it and you'd go, no way am I wearing that. I'm going to look like Aunt Sally. Do you remember Aunt Sally from Wurzel Gummidge? You have to be a certain age to remember her. But you'd just look at it and you would think of her and you'd think no chance. But if you went in with a light hand and just applied a little bit, it just brought your face to life in a way that very, very warm toned blushes don't. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, really, really love that. So, Bold-Faced Lilac, it's called. Again, I'll list it below for you so that you can see. Okay, so that's all of the face complexion products on. Let's move on to the eyes. Now, before I do my eyes, I always go over my eyebrows. They were microbladed last year, but when I do a full face of makeup, I still like to go over them. And for that, I have the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil, one of these, and I use this in the shade Blonde. And it's one of these double-ended ones. You've got your retractable pencil here, and you've got your spoolie on the other side to brush through your brows. And I mean, how much is this? £3, £4, something like that. And it's really good. And it really is waterproof as well. I have put it to the test and it does stay put. You need a good makeup remover to remove this. So let's just do some very gentle feathery strokes through my brows, nothing too harsh. And then just gently go through it with that spoolie, just to soften it up a little bit. Same again on this side. So yeah, this is quite a good colour for me as well, this blonde. I did try it in taupe because that's the kind of eyebrow colour I would usually go for, is taupe. And it was too dark. It was really quite a dark taupe. So I went for the next shade up, which was this one in blonde. Yeah, and it's nice. It's not too much of a warm blonde, which some eyebrow pencils can be. Yeah, it's quite a neutral tone. A bit more over on this side, I think. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Proper bargain. This is really like that. Now then, let's move on to the eyeshadow, shall we? And I've got a palette here that I wasn't expecting to love, if I'm honest. But I really, really do. I think it's great. And it's one of these. What's it called? It's called the e.l.f. Perfect 10 eyeshadow palette. And this one is in the shade Nude Rose Gold. When I first saw this, I picked it up. I just thought, I'll buy it. I'll play with it. I'll see what I think. I'll probably come on and do a video and tell you all about it. But it's not one that I thought I would wear day to day. But I've been really pleasantly surprised. This matte here as a transition shade, and this one as well, absolutely beautiful. They're those lovely sort of rosy lilac-y shades. They go really nicely with this blush that I've used. And these deeper colours here, if you want to use them as a liner with an angled brush, gorgeous. And this light shimmer shade here in the corner, I've absolutely been loving it. So I'm going to put some of this on. But before I do, I need to prime my eyelids. Now, I don't have an e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, sorry. So I'm going to go in with my Milani one. So we're still at the drugstore with this. And it's a really, really good one. You need a very, very small amount. That's probably too much. Let's put that on both my fingers. So we'll do both eyelids with this. Blend, blend, blend with my fingers. There we go. Yeah, good old Emily Noel got me into this. A lot of you probably watch her channel as well, don't you? She's been raving about this for years, and I agree with her. It's really, really good. Okay, so let's go into this palette then. And I'm going to go straight in with this mauvey pinky matte shade here. Hope you can see me okay. Should I turn the lighting up a little bit on there? I don't know if that's helped. Right, so let's go into this shade here. In the socket line, in the crease there. Yeah, lovely shades. I love these rosy mauvey shades in the spring. They're just so enlivening, aren't they? They just make your face look fresh and just full of life, I think. Especially if you are cool toned, because there's so many browny, orangey eyeshadow palettes around, aren't there? That if you're cool toned, they can just make you look a bit tired, I think, and they can just sort of drag you down and just, they do on me anyway. If I use a very, very warm tone eyeshadow, it just makes me look a bit tired. And I have people asking me what's wrong, you know. So I find that happens if I don't wear makeup at all, or if I wear the wrong colours for me. I get people saying, are you okay? You all right? You don't look very well. So it's really important to find some colours that do work for you and that do suit you. I really like that. Now then, let's have a play with the lighter shimmery colour. So I'm going to use this one here, the second one in, on a little flat stubby brush like this. This is an old MAC one. I think it's the 239, but all the numbers have worn off the handle. I've had it for that long. So let's just go in the inner corner and across the bottom of my mobile lid here. And up a bit there as well. Brings a lovely bit of light, doesn't it, that to the eyelid. Same again on the other side. Lovely. And they do this palette, these Perfect 10 palettes, in a few different colours. So they do a more colourful one, or they do a darker, more smokier one, or they do one, what's it called? Ethereal, something, Keep It Ethereal, I think it's called. And that's meant to be a dupe for the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, which was very popular and very expensive. So if you like that, but you don't want to spend that sort of money, you might want to try the e.l.f. version of it. See what you think. Okay, so now I'm going to use my, can you see this, my angled brush, which I use as a liner, and I'm going to take the deepest, darkest purplish shade here on the end with this angled brush and just run that along my lash line. I don't have an e.l.f. eyeliner, unfortunately, so I'm going to use this as my eyeliner. I mean, I say unfortunately, it's fine, isn't it? Because this works perfectly well with an angled brush. I mean, look at that. It gives you a nice amount of depth, doesn't it? And dimension. And then with what's left on the brush, I'm just going to go under the very, very outer corner of the lower lid there. And that's just lined the eye really nicely, hasn't it? So I'm going to do same again on the other side. Over here, like this. Let's get a bit more on there. Lovely. And then with what's left on there, just run it underneath. Nice. Okay, and then if you want to enhance your brow bone up here, there is a light creamy colour that's matte in this palette, because if you're highlighting the brow bone, you don't really want to put shimmer up there. Well, I say you don't, you might, and if you do, go ahead, it's fine. But for me personally, I prefer a matte creamy colour up there in the brow bone. So I'm going to go in with another brush like this, with that shade there, and just run it under there. There we go, because obviously in makeup, it's all about light and shade, isn't it? Light brings things forward and shade pushes things back. So by highlighting that brow bone there, it just helps to give the illusion of it looking more sort of forward, and therefore the eye socket is pushed back a bit more. That probably made absolutely no sense whatsoever, did it? But I know what I mean. I hope you did too. Right, there. I'm really happy with that. What do you think? And this palette is £10, and you can get a look like this with a palette for £10. I think that's great. In fact, everything that I'm using on my face today is under £10. Is that right? In fact, no, one product is over £10. This one, the Halo Glow Liquid Filter, this is £15. But it's still half the price of the Charlotte Tilbury one. I mean, it's probably, yeah, it's probably even better than half price, actually. I can't bring to mind the price of the Charlotte Tilbury one now, but I know that that one is £15. And if you get it from Boots, you know, you collect your Advantage card points, don't you? And you can get stuff for free eventually if you have enough points, can't you? Right, where are we next? Mascara is next, isn't it? And I've got the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. And this is also meant to be a dupe for something or other, isn't it? Is it one of the Benefit ones? Roller Lash, it might be, might it, by Benefit? And it's got a similar sort of wand to Roller Lash, one of these plasticky thin ones. I did try Roller Lash and I didn't particularly like it. I found it smudged quite a lot on my skin. I've been using this one for the last week or so, and this has not smudged on my skin, and this is a lot more cost effective, shall we say, than the Benefit one. And I love how that brush really grabs every lash, even the really, really short, skinny lashes. It grabs them and really coats them all in that dark black product. It's lovely, really, really nice. And I will put a bit of this on my bottom lashes too, because it's such a thin brush. I feel like it can get in there without making a mess all over my under eye area. Lovely. Now, it's not waterproof. It doesn't claim to be waterproof. And if you know me, if you've seen me before, you'll know that I do prefer a waterproof mascara. My absolute favourite is the YSL Lash Clash in waterproof. Love it. It never does me wrong. But the only thing with that, I mean, obviously it is quite expensive. Plus it has a very large brush. It's got a big, thick, fat brush, which I love for my top lashes, but I don't use it on my bottom lashes because I just think it would make a mess of the skin under here, which I don't want to do. But with a thin brush like this, it's different. So, you know, if I do want to wear a mascara on those lower lashes, I'd use one like this. Yeah, and I haven't curled my lashes today either, which is something that I would normally do. But I don't know. I think that looks fine without, don't you? Do you normally curl your lashes? Let me know. It's one of those things, isn't it? Some people always do, and they absolutely swear by it, and they wouldn't dream of putting on mascara without curling their lashes. And other people don't, because they don't really think it makes much of a difference. So, yeah, let me know. Do you curl your lashes? Right, well, that's the eyes done. I think we're ready for some lips, aren't we now? And I've got 3 lip products here. I've got a lip liner, which is this one. It's the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Mauve Side. I don't think it's particularly mauvey, but it's just like a pinky brown colour. I've got one of these plumping lip glosses, and what's this shade called? I think this is something mauve as well. I don't know, I can't see it on here, but I'll write it in below in the description box. But this lip gloss and this blush, I mean, look at that. They go really, really well together. They're both that lovely cool toned pink. So I've got that, and I've got one of these e.l.f. Glossy Stains. And what's this one called? This is something mauve. This is something mauve as well. I'll write it down below in the description box. And this is one of those glossy stains, which I really, really love as well. So choices. I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to wear these together because of this. It's lovely and cool toned, isn't it? Which is the look we're going for today. So I'm going to take this pencil then and just outline the rim of my lips. Like that. I'm going to come in a little bit as well. There you go. So creamy, they really do just glide on effortlessly, these. You don't have to do any pulling or tugging or anything on that delicate lip skin. Lovely, really nice. And then I'm going to go over this with my e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. Lovely doe foot applicator as well. Does it smell? It's got a little bit, tiny little bit of a fragrance, nothing strong. Loving this colour. Oh, wow. And I'm going to do the finger thing now, just to stop it from going on my teeth. It removes any product from the inner rim of your lips. That's why we do that. You probably know. So there we have it. There we are, full face of e.l.f. I'm really, really impressed with these products. I think they're great. Now, you don't have to use a setting spray. e.l.f. do some setting sprays though. I don't have one, but I've heard good things about them. So yeah, if you want to use one, then by all means get yourself a setting spray. But yeah, for an affordable brand, I think these products are absolutely beautiful. And it's been a really nice, refreshing change to be able to have a good amount of cool toned products to work with as well. Now, in my next video, I'm going to do another full face of e.l.f., but I'm going to do different colour products. So they will be more suitable for people who are neutral to warm toned. So because I'm neutral leaning cool, so I can kind of wear warm or cool colours. I mean, I feel that the cool tones suit me a bit better, and I do prefer the cool tones, but I can wear the warmer tones as well, especially in the summer if I do have maybe a little bit of a tan. I don't normally have much of a tan, but if I have a little bit of one, I can get away with the warmer colours. So I'm going to post another e.l.f. video next using some warmer toned colours just to show you how lovely they can look as well. So I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.